Let's have a quick conversation about Stripe Capital. So, if you think about actually, let's say business funding this year, you have a lot of options, and Stripe Capital is actually one of those options for you to consider. Okay, so let me give you the generalities here, so you have a clear idea about what you expect if you were to go to Stripe Capital this year. The thing is, if you think about Stripe Capital, think about the business lending division of the online payment processor Stripe. So Stripe is primarily known for online payment processing, sort of similar to what PayPal has as a business model. Okay, so Stripe does have a POS service, a point of sale service. Okay, and so it's but what you will love with Stripe is that they are really fast and they're very simple. In other words, the primary goal for funding is actually simplicity, okay? Particularly when it comes to applying for and paying back business loans. So it's all about simplicity. It's all about making your life easier as a business owner, okay? And so when you close your eyes and think about Stripe Capital, think about a single product only for businesses using Stripe's POS service or Stripe Connect, Stripe's marketplace platform. So for you to really qualify for Stripe Capital, you got to use their POS. Why? Because that's how they get the data to the data about your business, the data about your payment processing, the data about your sales revenue, the data about your transactional value. Because otherwise, how can they really qualify you if they have no idea, how much you can qualify for? In terms of repayment structure, the product repayment structure is very similar to a merchant cash advance. So this is not your traditional business term loan. So instead of making payments as a fixed percentage of all debit and credit card sales, this percentage is only deducted from your daily transactions processed through Stripe. So the borrowing amounts actually will go from 10 grand all the way to $100,000, depending on your again your transactional value. Okay, there is no lengthy application. You are able to get funds quickly. You do have one flat fee. That's kind of cool, and you have pay when you get paid. In other words, you have pay as you go model. Let me talk to you about eligibility here. So if you think about Stripe Capital, what kind of eligibility criteria should you actually have to conform to? So eligibility for a Stripe Capital is actually almost entirely based on your Stripe sales volume and how long you've used Stripe. In other words, you got to actually build some history. You got to cultivate some relationship with. Like you got to have some history on the platform. Okay, so if that means what? It means that if you have a no Stripe account, or you have let's say a very limited Stripe payment history, you're not going to qualify for this loan this year. Okay, so no other documentation or information is required. Stripe is not going to bother you with crazy amounts of paperwork, whatever. No, they're not going to ask you to provide your P&L, your income statements, your balance sheets, your tax returns, and what have you. They don't really care. I mean, Stripe Capital is kind of similar to a Shopify, for instance, or even to Amazon lending, in the sense that they basically focus on your transactional value. So Stripe Capital is only available to US based businesses with a minimum of 6 months history with Stripe. If your business processes, if your business must process at least $5,000 in annual value, okay, 5,000, and so also you must be a company that didn't receive a Stripe Capital denial within the last 30 days. So that's something to really think about. Now, there are other important factors to consider. There are no minimum requirements for a credit score or time in business. Stripe Capital doesn't disclose a minimum requirement for annual sales. Yet, you'll need to be you need to have a Stripe account. Just make sure that if you want to increase your approval odds, make sure you have increasing sales and processing amounts, consistent activity on your Stripe account. So you got to have some kind of history, increasing your customer base. So you have to really make sure you reduce the chargeback scenarios, reduce your dispute rate, connecting to your bank account so that Stripe can see the transactional volume, transactional funding journey here. And also, you got to process high volume rates, high volume amounts. What are the details here? If you think about Stripe Capital, let's first talk about how to apply with Stripe Capital. So basically, you can have funds in your Stripe account within one business day, which is really great because if you were to compare and contrast that to Amazon lending, which is giving you your money within, your funds after loan approval, like after 5 days maximum. Stripe 1 day is really cool. So to get started, you want to check your email or Stripe that dashboard. So you can apply directly for a Stripe Capital loan. Instead, what happens here is that Stripe will analyze your accounts and they will send you an invite. Okay, they'll send you an invite, and if your sales volume denotes that you are eligible for funding, Stripe will contact you and really will kick off the process. You can't kick it up. You can't kick it off by yourself. You have to wait for them to get back to you. And so once you receive an email from them, an invitation from them, you actually you have to review your offers. So upon logging into the Capital tab of your dashboard, you will see three different loan offers, and each offer lists the borrowing amount, the repayment rates, and also the fixed fee. So by contacting Stripe Capital, you can ask for an amount that differs from your three offers if it doesn't exceed your largest offer. Stripe will adjust your repayment rate and fixed fee based on your new borrowing amount. So this is something to really think about. And third, you just have the regular process. You have to sign your loan agreements, and then voila, you are getting the funds within 24 hours. Now, if you don't accept one of your three offers within 30 business days, your business will be reevaluated to determine if you are eligible for a fourth offer. It is actually unclear when this fourth offer will appear, though you will probably receive a notification in your dashboard. So something to really be aware of. Okay. Now, after receiving funding, payments will be deducted when you begin processing sales through Stripe. You can view your payment history and minimum payment in your Stripe dashboard. So that's that's really cool. And if you have not met your minimum payment within 60 days, Stripe will automatically deduct the remainder from your Stripe account or business bank account. And repayment terms cannot exceed 18 months. So you must meet certain milestones to actually stay on track. Okay, so it's something to think about. And once you pay off your loan in full, you will automatically be reevaluated for a new offer. Paying early does not necessarily mean receiving a new offer immediately afterward or even qualifying for one. So just be aware of that possibility. I want to talk to you about the advantages and the disadvantages of Stripe Capital. So, the Stripe Capital program may actually be your most convenient and accessible funding source if you actually use a Stripe to process payments. So, it's one of those things where if you use another player, don't go with Stripe Capital. Like if you have PayPal, if you have like American Express, if you have like whatever you have, just go with that. Or if you have a Shopify, for instance, or QuickBooks, you want to go for that funding program. Okay, so you got to primarily have an account with Stripe Capital. Your credit score has a zero impact on your borrowing amount or fees. That's kind of cool because Stripe actually is not looking at that. Stripe is looking at your transactional flow, your inflow and outflow. And so, since there is no application process, you won't have to worry about gathering paperwork to fill out information about your business. So that's kind of cool. And also, Stripe Capital doesn't charge prepayment penalties, and the flat fee is not charged upfront. This means that you could save on interest payments by paying early, and some other business lenders don't charge prepayment penalties, but they might front load your interest. So, thus, paying early wouldn't save you any money at all. You also have the disadvantages of Stripe Capital this year. So, what are the things you should be looking for? First of all, the most significant disadvantage of Stripe Capital is actually you have a lack of clarity regarding requirements. I mean, Stripe Capital is not disclosing anything at all on that front. So you are on your own. You're totally in the dark actually. And Stripe users have no way of knowing if they made enough sales, enough revenue to become eligible until they receive the email or they receive some kind of dashboard collaboration. Then again, this could also be viewed as an advantage because instead of meeting general standards for revenue, eligibility depends on individual performance. Okay, so that's kind of cool because you're having more flexibility, if you will, and that's kind of cool from a scalability point of view. Another disadvantage is that you have a deceptive repayment structure. So with a traditional merchant cash advance, payments fluctuate with your sales, and you don't have to worry about making large payments when business is slow. But with Stripe Capital, all borrowers must make minimum payments every 60 days, regardless of their sales volume. So this could be a little problematic. Let's talk about the pros and cons of Stripe Capital. So, if you are considering Stripe for your funding purposes this year, what are the pros? What are the cons? Well, pros, there is no credit score requirement or documentation required, right? So, if you do not want a lender to really check your credit score, maybe because you have low FICO or you don't really want to really have you don't want to have a hard pull right now because you do not want to lose a few points, then go with Stripe. And you also have you have low revenue and time and business requirements. That's kind of cool because it gives you more flexibility in terms of how much you can qualify for. You have no prepayment penalty or extra fees, so you have just one flat fee, and you also have payments that deduct from your Stripe sales. So everything is coming from your Stripe activity. Okay, there's nothing really complicated. You don't have to really think about where to find funds to actually repay the loan because they're taking the loan right away from your cash inflows. On the flip side, if you think about Stripe Capital, this is actually only available to Stripe users. So you gotta be a user of Stripe Cap. You have to be a user of Stripe POS. So you gotta use Stripe for processing payments so that they can really have a history about your business to actually see if you can qualify. You can't apply directly for a loan, okay? So you have to wait for a Stripe to get back to you. This is an invite only. So in other words, basically they will see your activity and really see if you could qualify. You have a potentially high cost with a merchant cash advance like structure because the way they have here is that they don't have a normal repayment window where you are paying an APR and you are let's say repaying the loan within 5 years, within 10 years. No, it doesn't go that way. There is lack of information about the loans on the website, and you have short repayment terms that can really put a strain on your cash flow, especially if you want to use the cash for other stuff, okay? But hey, it is what it is. And one thing I want to say also is that with Stripe, you have speed in funding. They take care of you real fast. You get your cash real fast, but you just have to be aware that basically this amounts may be higher. The cash outflows, the repayment can be really high. So when you think about Stripe Capital, you have to understand that Stripe Capital really has a lot of good reviews online. So that's kind of cool because you are able to really qualify with a solid lender. Okay, a lot of folks love the fact that with Stripe, you are able to get quick customer service. You're able to get quick funding, and most importantly, the fact that they have less less stringent, less strict requirements when it comes to paperwork. That's really good. I mean, a lot of entrepreneurs love the fact that they don't have to worry about providing tax returns, business tax returns, or providing financial statements, or providing all kinds of paperwork because Stripe just looks at your cash inflow, your revenue through the transaction that you process through the Stripe platform to actually qualify you. Okay, so that's kind of cool. But in terms of reviews, fantastic. Stripe actually has like an A plus rating, for instance, on Triple B, That's kind of cool. So you have a company that has fewer complaints. Okay. The only thing is that people don't like the fact that there are high costs, and also you cannot apply directly for a strap loan. So this is something that is, it is what it is. Also, customer service is there, but depending on the season, depending on the time of the year, customer service can be slow. So just be aware to be aware of that possibility also. And one thing I want to say here is that you are able to get Stripe, but just make sure that you will have some kind of impact on your cash position. And eligibility is also an important element to think about. Stripe, if you want to be eligible for a Stripe loan, think about your sales volume, think about your overall history with Stripe, and think about your account standing. In other words, don't have too many strikes on your Stripe account. Otherwise, you won't qualify. Okay. There are no specific requirements for revenue, but if Stripe Capital is anything like Square Capital, eligible businesses must also have a solid ratio of new and returning customers. So something to really think about this year. So if you're looking for a loan, or you're looking for a funding as Stripe Capital, and you do not get it. In other words, if Stripe declines you, you do have a lot of possibilities. Okay. So if you don't receive offers from Stripe Capital, this might be because Stripe doesn't believe you've grown your sales volume enough to qualify. So, basically, you want to understand that you have much more work to do. Does your business experience occasional dips in revenue? In other words, do you have a cyclical business model? Okay, this might suggest that you won't be able to meet your minimum payment. So, fortunately, there are many equally accessible business lenders. Many other business lenders have loose requirements and can put money in your bank account in under 48 hours. Okay, so from regular banks to regular credit unions, you have online lenders, you have alternative lenders. So you have a lot of possibilities. For example, if you go to a loan marketplace such as NBC, National Business Capital, or even Lendio, you are able to tap into a larger network of business lenders, so that you don't have to necessarily rely on one, such as Stripe Capital, but actually tens of lenders will fight for your business. Okay, so and the cool thing is on loan marketplaces, you are able to apply for all kinds of loans, actually, all kinds of business loans. So you have business loans, business term loans, business lines of credit. You have revenue-based business loan. You have SBA loans. You have bad credit business loans. You have equipment financing. So you have a lot of possibilities if you were to go to other lenders. A loan marketplace, for example. One thing I want to say here is that if you use Stripe to process payments, accessing Stripe Capital will require less effort than virtually any other business lender. Okay, so that's something that you need to think about. And if you're listening to me right now and you have a relationship with Stripe, again, you don't have any strike on your account. Your account is in good standing. Then give it a try. Give it a try and see whether or not you can qualify for their business loans. So, in closing arguments, in today's conversation, I spoke to you about Stripe Capital. Okay, I gave you the generalities, the details, and the closing arguments. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.